So, Alex has been playing some of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I have, yeah.
How is it?
It's good. I like Assassin's. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. I've played a lot of Assassin's Creed in my time. This is probably one of the best ones, I'd say.
There's a lot of Assassin's Creed to go around.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot taken from the last one, which I'm forgetting the name
Origins.
of now. Origins. Even some slight references to it here and there.
When is it set? Before? After?
Oh, well, I don't know the exact timelines, but it's Spartan times.
Okay.
So if you've seen the movie 300, it's basically that.
Okay.
So I think it's after, I
Should
believe.
we check?
I'm almost certain it's going to be after, surely.
Check.
But yeah, either way, it's really good. I mean, the thing that I prefer about this one that I did to Origins is just the characters generally. So you play either Alexios or Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose at the start.
Who did you pick?
Alexios, obviously.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ah,
I saw the name and I was like, it's basically me, so I'm going for it.
Obviously.
So yeah, went with that. But they're just, I mean, I haven't played any Cassandra, but I'm assuming it's just the same thing, but the roles are reversed.
I can confirm Odyssey is set before Origins.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that shows what I know about history.
Yeah.
I thought it was before because doesn't Bayek come into it towards the end?
I have no idea.
Spoilers?
Yeah.
How would you even know? No, it's no, obviously, because Odyssey is set 400 years before Origins, so
Okay, well there you go. News to me. Bit of
and
history.
you're playing it.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's really good. The world's really fun. You get a lot more ship stuff in this one. Obviously, it's set in Greece, so
So is that quite similar to the Black Flag?
very similar to Black Flag, which I'm not complaining about because I love that game as well. But yeah, it's just really good. The story's really interesting so far. I'm only about 12 hours in, but I'm interested to see where it goes. Not been taken out of the Animus much, which is quite nice. At times, I often forget it exists still.
Yeah.
You know, the one happened to me the other night, and I came out and I was like, oh god, just give it. I don't care. Just give it back in. Like, I don't know why they insist to do that still, but that's where the references between the Origins came in. When you're outside the Animus, they talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, still again, the fighting is really cool as well. They've changed combat quite a bit.
Is it different to Origins?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Told you.
it's you've kind of got two. Well, there's three paths you can choose. You can go hunter, warrior, or assassin.
Okay.
And within each path, you get like a certain amount of damage and different moves. So you get range moves and melee moves, and you set range moves to like hold down L2, press any action button, and you do a move. L1 does the close range moves, but it just allows you to kind of have like more combat options, more combo options. There's a lot of different moves you can choose as well. Like the talent trees are huge. So yeah, that's quite fun. It feels a bit refreshing, to be honest. It's not your standard Assassin's Creed button bash. You can beat 50 people in one go.
Yeah.
It's because there's a thing called Conquest Battles as well.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you go to a region, you go to Athens, for example, and it may be a case of the Athenians dominate Athens. The Spartans are trying to take over it. You can choose to help the Spartans. You can weaken like the generals and stuff, take out people, and then eventually you can basically change the tide of who like runs that city. And then you do these things called Conquest Battles, which are basically like, if you've ever played Dynasty Warriors, essentially like that. Yeah. So you get to go in with like, I'd probably say about 50 other NPCs in there, and it's just a huge slaughter. You battle away, and if you win, you change the tide of who like rules that land, basically. But that's the stuff really fun because again, it's really hard. I've died a few times doing it, so it's not easy. You can often see as well with like the generals, they're weak to certain things, and it's just done well. It just feels a bit more refreshing.
Is that a bit like in the older games where you'd have the regions that you would take over?
Yeah.
And, like little boss fights.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's not a little boss fight. It's a huge battle
It's
now,
a huge battle.
which is cool.
I played one of those because I actually played it before it came out, and I don't know. I thought it was a bit weird. I didn't really like it. I don't know. It didn't feel like Assassin's Creed to me. Which is probably a good thing for some people.
That's it. I think it depends how you look at it. There's a lot of that game that's not very Assassin's Creed, but which is also quite nice. And I reckon that's why I'm enjoying it so much, just because I'm like, I haven't got bored yet. Because with Origins, I never finished Origins. I must have played 20, 25 hours. And for whatever reason, I just stopped playing. I don't know why. Other things came out, never went back to it. I was enjoying it at the time. Didn't really like the character as much.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I can see myself getting through this just because I think it helps that I like the lore of like Spartans and all that sort of stuff. Like the opening sequence you do is pretty cool. I won't sort of spoil it for anyone in case anyone wants to watch it and play it, but if you've seen 300, that's how it kind of starts off. Yeah, very cool.
What about the leveling up in Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Because obviously there's a lot of people who would be like, oh, you need to buy microtransactions to level up, and they kind of block that, that progression.
I've not seen it yet, so I mean, I've got some quests that are saying, oh, you need to be level 50 to do this kind of quest. I'm currently at like level 13, 14, I think 14 now, and I'm about 12 hours in, so it's taken a while to get to that stage. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but there are certain dungeons you can go do which will allow you to acquire more ability points and things like that as well. But I've not felt like I've been underpowered or I've needed to sort of level up. I haven't ever felt to myself, oh, I need to kind of go grind to sort of level up to go do something. I always kind of feel like I'm at the right sort of level.
Whereas in Odyssey, sometimes it felt like a bit of a grind to go up those levels.
Yeah, and even again, I think just like there's some of the sort of side missions have been quite entertaining. There was one sort of yesterday where there were some funny romance options available in it, and it was just kind of like, this is kind of awkward, I don't know which way I should go with this, but a lot of the dialogue and everything's done really well, and how, I mean, again, I'm playing Alexios, and how he kind of portrays himself in a lot of situations can be really funny. You've got a lot of choice, so all the sort of dialogue stuff, there's choices. You can choose, it's not just a case of saying, oh, what do you want to say? There's some things where it could be like, do you want to kill this Bret? Or do you want to take a chance and say something which could, like, he could turn on you, something like that. And it's those sort of things where I'm like, again, I quite like that. I quite like being sort of challenged with different new things. I don't really remember much of that in Origins.
Yeah. So I really loved Origins. But I did the same thing that you did. I played it for 15, 20 hours. I kind of fell out of it a little bit because other stuff came along. And then I had this lull over sort of Christmas, early New Year. And I just hammered through that game. I think my end playtime was like 80 hours. I did the DLC as well. I loved that game by the end of it. I thought it was fantastic, but that initial 15, 20-ish hours was a little bit of a chore. Question I had for you, actually, with regards to how you're kind of playing the game, because from memory, you tend to like not just like barrel down the main quest line. You do side content and stuff like that. In Odyssey, if you barreled down that main quest line, are you going to hit walls where it's like, you can't do this because you're only level 10?
I think you will.
I think that's the problem people have got.
I think it kind of happened. It almost happened to me the other day where I kind of got to this point in the story where I was like, because I'd done quite a bit of side stuff already, but I was like, I've done quite a bit. I'm going to do a bit of main story now to make sure that I'm kind of on par with where I want to be. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, so now I need to go do these particular quests in order to progress with the story. But then I was like, I don't know whether I'm really ready to do that now. So I feel like you could end up like that. If you didn't want to do any side stuff, you get to a stage where I reckon the story would outlevel you. So you wouldn't be strong enough, or you would have to go do more. Which I don't think is a bad thing, because I think their side stuff, and again, even in Origins, a lot of their side stuff I did quite enjoy. But it's, like you said, some people just want to kind of get through it, and you will get stuck at a certain point.
There we go.
You don't like side stuff, really, do you?
Depends on the game. Completely depends on the game. I feel like a lot of side content in a lot of games is just throwaway stuff. It's like, this is not important to me or the main quest line. But I think it's more to do with the fact, if you have like a quest and it's like, oh my god, you have to get here, otherwise so-and-so will be murdered. And then on my way, there's someone like, oh, help me catch my chickens. It's like, well, you're not that important at the minute. I don't want to do that. There's someone who needs to be saved or whatever. So I think that's kind of more what I get stopped doing, or what I don't stop doing. But yeah, I don't know. I like Assassin's Creed. I will get to Odyssey at some point, but it sounds promising. But it just sounds like everyone's complaints with Odyssey make me feel like barely anyone played Origins, because they sound like the same complaints to me.
I feel it's a very similar game. Like, you can tell that they've been made almost a year apart from each other, because
Oh mate, I'm telling you, they were made at the same time.
Yeah, they feel like they were. It's the same engine, everything's about it's the same, which isn't a bad thing. I still think Origin was a great game, but it's if you've played Origin and you're expecting something very, very different from Odyssey, there will be a lot that's very different about it. But the underlying shell is the same. It's still Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I miss the online.
Yeah,
I miss those Brotherhood online battles.
Yeah, they were good.
But I can understand why they've taken them out. But
that's apparently coming back in the next AC.
Really?
They said that the other week.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, they're going to explore that. I think the time to bring that back is now.
Yeah.
Well, there's no AC next year, so it'll be the year after.
Which I think is good. I think they could do a break from it.
Yeah. Definitely needs a break so people can actually catch up and play the game.
Yeah. Definitely.
My God, how many? They're re-releasing 3 in Liberation next year as well.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Part of the season. But did you buy Season Pass?
No.
Will you?
Don't know.
Probably not.
Because Red Dead will come out, other things will come out. And
bigger question. Will you finish Odyssey?
I'll finish Odyssey.
Yeah?
I think I've got till Red Dead comes out to finish it. And the question is, we were talking about it beforehand, but I reckon I might not buy Red Dead until I'm back from holiday. So that might give me an extra week as well. But then I was thinking about this last night. When I was playing it last night, I was thinking, oh God, I don't want to do what I did with Origin and not finish this game. I want to finish this one. So then I started doing more story. Then I was like, I picked a roadblock already.
Prediction, I don't think you'll finish it before...
I want to, but we'll see.
I reckon before the end of November you won't have that finished.
Do you know how long the main story is? I have no idea.
I'm guessing it's 30, 40 hours.
Normally what they're about.
Origins was that?
I'm playing about an hour, 2 hours a night at the moment.
Okay.
So, I don't know, it depends if I hit a wall again, because I am playing other things as well.
There's no way you're finishing this. There's no way.
That's probably my biggest problem. I'm the sort of person that I'm not good at sticking to one. I won't buy one game and just play that. I will always play multiple games in the background.
That's just the eternal problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just the eternal problem.
That's just how gaming is now, isn't it?
You buy stuff and then you just got no time to finish it.
Yeah.
So
that's why certain games have me hooked more than others. I still play a lot of Fortnite just because I can go on and play a couple of games and it doesn't really matter.
I've never played Fortnite.
I've played so much Fortnite. Fortnite, PUBG, all that sort of stuff. Oh God.
What do you play Fortnite on?
PS4.
Not Switch.
Well, now that I can play on the Switch, I love that because when I first tried to play on Switch and I had the error message of you've already linked your account with a PlayStation account, you can't log on the Switch. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And because I was like, I'm not making another account because I paid for the Battle Pass stuff. So when they had that announcement come out, I was well happy.
Yeah. Which we discussed last week.
We did.
Which probably could have done with you being on a couple
Where
of
were
weeks ago.
Play Fortnite.
Yeah, probably.
Should people buy it?
Yes. Well, if you've not, I think especially if you haven't played Origins, well worth playing.
What if you've played Origins?
Worth playing.
Okay.
So everyone should play it.
That's a worth playing.
Okay.
I think it depends on your like I said. I'm a huge Spartan, that kind of era fan. So I love all of that kind of lore and that. And I think if you're into that, then you'll love it.
Oh man, I have to get it now. I like all that stuff.
Yeah, it is great.
You've been pretty on the fence, haven't you, about it?
Well, it's more to do with time. Like I know coming up I will not have the time to play it. Because obviously I'm away the next few days. Away again next week for a few days. There's other stuff going on, and I'm just like...
Games are coming.
Red Dead is just here.
Yeah.
It's like this
over your shoulder.
massive sun that's glaring, and it's like, it's here. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like this thing in front of it. So,